I'm going to answer that big question tonight. Who are the people that are trying to put Mr. Patel in prison? I'm going to go with a show and tell because I think that's a great way to get people to understand who the players are on the state side. So follow along as you learn about them and some of their very interesting interconnections. So I want to make it clear why I'm doing this. Why would I show pictures of the people that are involved? Well, I want you to take a look at this first. This is Mr. Patel's mugshot being featured on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's Twitter/X account, where they describe what has happened according to what they think, and then put kidnapping attempt thwarted at Ackworth Walmart. Forget about the fact that someone is innocent until proven guilty. This poor man and his family were vilified from moment one, even though he was actually innocent. What do I mean by vilified? Well, let's look at some examples. Here's one comment from Twitter. I've had the decency to mark out this person's name for privacy's sake. Not that anybody respected Mr. Patel's privacy, but nonetheless, this woman suggests that Mr. Patel should be eliminated and describes him as scum. Here's a couple more examples. So this person discusses beating him to death, talking about Mr. Patel, of course, and then the comment below describes him as human garbage that needs to see the inside of a garbage truck. So these are the kind of things that Mr. Patel and his family dealt with while he was being held in the Cobb jail for 45 days for a crime he did not commit, and in a situation where the district attorney's office refused to allow him to have a bond and get out. So it only seems fair to me if we're going to splash an innocent man's picture all over the internet and allow people to make horrendous comments like that, then we should go ahead and do our best to level this very unlevel playing field by showing pictures of everybody else that's involved in what's been happening. So let's start with this man. This man is James Evan Wallace. He works for the Ackworth Police Department, and he is the person that did the quote investigation, close quote, that resulted in Mr. Patel's arrest. I will leave it to you all to make your own decisions on whether you think he did a thorough investigation and thoroughly looked at that video before he made the arrest. And you know what's interesting about Mr. Wallace, the officer in this case? This is a picture of him getting an award of some kind from his then chief of police, who is none other than Jesse Evans, who we're going to talk about again in a minute. But it looks like Jesse Evans and Lieutenant Wallace are pals. So, yep, here's Jesse Evans. He was initially a district attorney, assistant district attorney in Cobb County. He left. I think he went to Paulding for a little while. I'm not sure why he then skedaddled out of Paulding, but then he woke up one morning, I guess, and decided he wanted to be a policeman. So he became the chief of police in Ackworth for a very short period of time before deciding that he wanted to come back and be a prosecutor and prosecute Mr. Patel. I'm sure Jesse kept very busy when he was at the Ackworth Police Department. You can see here he's fighting crime by meeting with two dudes dressed up in Revolutionary War garb. I have no idea what they've handed to Jesse here, but based on what I've seen with the Patel case, I'm pretty confident it wasn't a copy of the Constitution. So Google provided me with this amazing photograph and caption from some point in Jesse Evans' legal career. I don't really have too many words for this caption other than to make it clear I have no personal knowledge. I guess I'll just say doubtful, but I guess you could ask around. So this person is Tempe Stoddard. She is an investigator for the Cobb County District Attorney's Office. That means she helps the prosecutors investigate the case. And in this particular case, Mr. Patel, she was the one that testified in front of the grand jury. And she was the one that encouraged the grand jury through her testimony to indict Mr. Patel for attempted kidnapping. And the big question on everyone's mind is, did she show them the video or was it solely based on her testimony? And another little tidbit you need to know is that before she came to work recently at the Cobb County District Attorney's Office, she worked in Fulton County for Fani Willis as an investigator. And that leads me to the two last major players on the state side. On the left side of this picture, we have Sonya Allen, who is the elected district attorney of Cobb County. As many of you know, she worked for the sheriff's office for a long time before she moved on to working at the district attorney's office in Fulton County for Fani Willis. And the woman on the right-hand side of this photo is Lauren McCauley, who was sitting next to Jesse Evans in the bond hearing. She is another one of the prosecutors that is prosecuting Mr. Patel. And so, just to be clear, Sonya Allen was just recently elected as District Attorney of Cobb County. Like I said, prior to that, she worked in Fulton County under Fonnie Willis. And this is a screenshot from what her campaign website had originally said. It's since been changed. But if you'll notice the campaign location of 1827 Powers Ferry Road, Suite 100, which interestingly enough is also the law offices of Nathan Wade. I wish I could say I was making this up, but I'm not. So let me close with this. A lot of people have been wondering why I'm sticking my neck out for Mr. Patel when he is not my client. Well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, because of pictures like this. After this man had been falsely accused, he and his family been threatened. He was held in the jail for 45 days without bond. This is how he came out of the holding cell, with his hands in prayer to say thank you for the people in the room that were supporting him. That says a lot about who he is. And the other reason is because I've been in Ashley Merchant's shoes. I have had clients who were falsely accused of horrendous crimes that received death threats and were being put through the ringer by the prosecution. And it means a lot when somebody stands up to a bully and when somebody says, I'm going to stick by your side and make sure that we fight the system until you are exonerated. So I'm going to do that for Mr. Patel from where I can. And I really appreciate everyone else that's willing to do the same thing. And hopefully, we will see justice served and his charges dismissed soon.